Alright then, so we will need some cornstarch, of course, which we will be replacing for the original recipe, which is cassava starch, and then some salt, and just mix in water. And you can see that I added too much water here, and then I had to add a little bit more starch. I will show you what's the goal here. The goal is basically to add as much water as we can add, while still leaving it kind of manageable. Like, this is basically the texture that you want. You can see that if you let it sit still for a little while, it starts to kind of droop, but if you hold it, if you press it again, it is solid again, because this is basically a non-Newtonian liquid that we made. So if you let it be too wet, it will just be wet constantly, but it will still shatter and break. And what we do with that is just press it over a sieve, take little pieces of it and press it over a sieve until you have the whole pan covered. And I also made a mistake here. You do need to add it on a cold pan, otherwise it's gonna start to dry out and it won't stick later on. And once that's done, you just put it on high heat and don't move it, don't do anything, just put it there and turn it on until it starts to the sides start to fold slightly. That's when you can tell that it's getting ready. And the thing I noticed with cornstarch is that it got far more brittle. This was my first attempt, it just shattered completely because the pan was too warm. And on the second attempt it kept itself intact because I was at the right temperature. I don't know if it's because I'm using an electric stove and it wasn't warm enough and it doesn't get to a high enough temperature, or if it's because cornstarch is just more brittle in general, but it turned out far more brittle than it normally does. The way you can solve that is just have like a water sprinkler and just put some over while it's cooking so that it is more moist and then it can stick better. I found it got far too dry, but again, I don't know if it's because cornstarch or if it's because of my stove not getting hot enough. But yeah, it works! I mean, it's a successful experiment. Nyam 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 nyam. Noms.